So I'm sure this man needs no introduction. As we put the leaflet up and said who we had speaking, the amount of people that went online and liked it and wanted to hear him was amazing. And we've been interested in having him for many, many months now. So it's with great, great pleasure that I'm able to welcome you here today. Thank you for coming out of your busy schedule, and we're really grateful to have you.
Thank you.
So just to start off with, could you just tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're up to, and we'll go from there.
Hello, good evening everybody. It's really nice to see a lot of young people interested in starting business, and thank you for inviting me, Khaled. My name is Yusuf Reja, and I'm the founder of ETA Jobs. ETA Jobs is a platform that connects job seekers and employers.
Brilliant. And you've been doing this for many, many years, I think over 20 years. And with that level of experience, I feel there is so much insight, wisdom for us to draw out. And I know you've spoken across the country and outside the country on the topic of employment in Africa and Ethiopia. And so I would love to just open the floor up for you to just share a little bit about your experience in this space of setting up a business.
I started my business about 20 years ago, but ETA Jobs started in 2004. And I have learned quite a lot through this journey, and I wanted to share with you some of the main points in the business that you need to pay attention to. I do understand when we talk about starting a business or running a business, there's quite a lot of operationals and different types of things that you need to consider. But those 4 items, I think that they would be a takeaway for you. When you want to start a business, I always ask a question: why do you really want to start a business? Do you really, really want to do it? Are you really passionate about starting a business? And more specifically to the idea that you have. How passionate are you? Is the first one that I would like to address. And secondly, a lot of people overlook, they're passionate, they want to do it, but they don't know how to do it. Do you have what it takes to get this thing, to put your idea into practice? Is that how I would like to address? Then after that, you have the passion and you know how to do it, but just like any entrepreneur, you have to do the risk taking. Can you take the risk and start your business? And that is really the litmus test that how committed you are to starting a business. Finally, the least but not least, there are several business ideas, but almost most of them fail. And when we look at those business, why are they failing? Is it because the idea is not clear, or you don't have enough money, or you don't have a resource, or you're not passionate enough? Those could be true, but the fundamental reason why major business fail is you picked the wrong time. And I will explain to you what I mean by that. So those are the 4 things that I would like to address. And if I may continue on the side, and I will share my own experience, how I learned about those things. And the first one, when I say how committed you are, how passionate you are, it is very, very important question. But a lot of people, when I ask them, how do you really define, I'm passionate about this, what does it mean? And people will say, I really like it, I want to do this, it makes me happy, it makes me get up in the morning. Those kind of things are, yes, they are the sign whether you're passionate or not. But more importantly, to see whether you want that passion is how committed you are to that. Because at the end of the day, Khaled and I can have the same background, the same knowledge, and the same resource, and we both start a business. He can succeed, but I wouldn't. The only reason why he succeeded is because he wanted his business to succeed so bad. He wanted that business so bad. I can have another brand, this cafe, and it's somewhere else, but I wouldn't do it as well as him. It's because I really don't want it that bad. He is the one who's really wanted it that bad. But the reason you want to check if you really want that business so bad is, does it really make you get up in the morning, you talk, sleep, and think about that idea, and you don't get distracted easily. That is really, you need to check on that one. And secondly, many of the things is you have to ask yourself, can you defer the gratification that you're going to get from the business? And a lot of business fail because they want to consume the gratification and the success immediately when they start the business. Deferring gratification is like when our mom will say, do your homework and I will give you chocolate mousse when you finish it. Or do you demand to have the chocolate before you start the homework? So how disciplined are you to, if you can defer the gratification? Because if you start to consume your success immediately, that could also get in the way of your success in the business. And finally, you also want to see, are you really ready to face the shame? Like, Galina was talking about how she wants to turn trash into cash. But you can imagine how many people can actually put it down. And when I started my own business 20 years ago, and I said I wanted to start an employment agency to a lot of people, and I tried to explain it to them. This is what I want to do. And they couldn't really understand it. And they said, okay, Yusuf, what are you trying to say? Do you want to become a dalala? And I said, okay, yes, that's what I want to become, a dalala. And because dalala had a negative connotation at that time. I said, yeah, I want to be dalala for a professional, but I'm not going to have a container full of a candidate where you can come and say, I'm going to take one accountant and one management and one secretary. That's not how it's going to work. But I had to face that shit. I had to know better. My business is not just really a small things. It is going to work. Then and a lot of people didn't tell me that it's going to work. Then finally, if you're really committed to your business, then people will doubt you. Will doubt your idea. It's not going to work. And same thing with my business. A lot of people say, look, seriously, Yusuf, we really need you to find us a candidate who can do it on our own. And a lot of people didn't believe it. Then the test is, can you really defend yourself? Especially when you're young, a lot of people who with an experience, they're gonna tell you, no, look, it's not gonna work. And you start to doubt about your business. Now, one thing about doubting your business is okay. You can doubt it yourself, and somebody else can doubt it. It would only help you to think about it and to answer the question. Where the problem comes is when you start to doubt about yourself, your ability to do the business is where the problem. Doubting a business idea is okay because you're thinking about it. So I would like you to doubt. In fact, I can give you another example. There were two young kids that I see this. This is in America. They came up with a business idea, and they weren't sure, so they contacted this guy and says, look, we have this great business idea. Can you come become a CEO, and we would like you to run? And the guy says, oh, I don't think your business idea will work, and I'm not sure if I want to move my family to where you are. I'm not sure. I'm not going to do it. And he didn't do it. And those two young kids were the founder of Yahoo. So you will always get people who are going to doubt your idea, but you need to ask yourself, can I really fight it back? Can I really do this? This brings me to my second topic, is really, do you have what it takes to do the business? You really have to have something. What is it that is really, why is it you gonna do the business? And I always ask, why do you want to do the business? And a lot of people will say, I want to make money, or I want to be my own boss. Really, they don't answer this. You have to say, if you say, I'm gonna be my own boss, what effectively done is, you double the number of work hours in a week. Because if you work for somebody, you only work 40 hours, then if you become an entrepreneur, then you're looking at to work 80 hours a week. Really, is it really so bad to work for somebody else and say, no, I want to work twice as hard for myself? So that's exactly what you're saying when you say, I'm going to be my own boss. And secondly, do you have what it takes? Do you have the knowledge? Do you have the skill set? Do you have the money? Do you have the things? Because if you say to me, I want to start a business because I want to make money, that's not good enough. You start a business because you think you can do it better than others, not because you can make more money. Can you do it better than others? What is the angle that you want to look at? What are the others not doing that is going to become your competitive advantage? What is the weakness that others have that you want to do it? If you're just repeating what other people are doing, then it is not originality. You have to think. For our business, for the last 20 years, we remain to become a leader. But I've never lost the follow-up on competition. I always look at it. I've never been complacent. Then I always talk to my team and it says, what are my competition doing? What are they doing? Are they doing things? And I listen when I look at them and they don't understand my weakness, and I say, okay, they didn't get it. they have to understand my weakness. So a few years ago, we had a fantastic competitor that came in that gave us a run for our money. for the first time in our life. And I said, wow, this is fantastic. And I really loved it. And what happened was, they really, really studied us. They really understood where our strengths were and where our weaknesses were. So ETO Jobs, knowing we were the only one in the platform, in the website, we concentrated our business to grow organically. And the search was designed on organic search rather than inorganic. So this company understood we were nowhere in organic search. We thought that people knew the brand ETO Jobs, and people would actually find us on the internet by actually asking on ETO Jobs. We also thought that people really cared about our domain address. If you notice the speaker earlier, she gave you the domain address of www.galilasomething.com. That is a thing of the past. People don't do a website address. They don't go bakeandbrew.com to find Khalid. They actually say, where is the co-working office? Where they use gathering in organic search. So those young kids, they were really, really clever. They knew that we only concentrated on organic search. We relied on people knowing our name. If you wanted to find us, you had to know who we are in order to find us. You had to actually go to the website. I am looking for etojobs.com or etojobs.net. And we captured that. But we left out the people who were there inorganically, that searching just says, I am looking for a great job. I am looking for a job that pays me well. I am looking for an international job. I am looking for a job to become an accountant. We completely forgot about that area. Then those competitors came in and says, wow, hey, Yusuf didn't realize that is his weakness. And they gave us a run for our money. I summoned my staff to Awasa and we did a retreat. Basically, the team had told me, game over. Those guys knew the game. This is one of those companies that came up, it was gonna go down. Then I said, okay, very good. Then I went back and I said, let's go back to the drawing board. What are those competitors doing and what can we do? Then we realized they did not have enough cash. Because if you're gonna do inorganic things, then you better have cash because you're gonna burn a lot of cash. Because if you understand, some of you in a website inorganically, this place, a cafe place, is not really that important. Let's say if you have a restaurant, or for that matter, Galila. Okay, fine, Galila has a business. But her product, how is it going to be known? Nobody's going to say, I'm looking for perfume, this product, perfume or anything. You have to understand. Then we start looking at the keyword that this person were using. Then I said, okay, we need to start reclaiming them. We need to start saying, no, we don't only have a job, but do you want a great job? We need to start calling it change your life so that we give you a great job. And we start buying those keywords that would allow us. And we knew they could not stand because we had cash to do it. We were going in after and after, then needless to say, when we started our website ranking worldwide at that point was 300,000. That was when we were ranked. By that time we finished the game, we ranked in the worldwide 10,000 and we became #1 in Ethiopia, and we became also the #1 job site visited in Africa, thanks to this company.
Wow.
That is very, very important that I need you to know on this. Finally, you have to take a risk. Look, you want to start a business, people, I always say, you want to start a business, the first thing you do is shave your hair, then you can at least claim, oh, this is a fashion, I didn't become bald because of this. That's what you got to do. Because you started the business, you double your hour, cholesterol, diabetes, they're going to welcome, they're going to live with them, less time for your family, less time for your children, then really, are you willing to risk on this? Because if you say money, I can tell you that there are jobs that can actually pay you much more money than the business can give you a return. So you really have to make that conscious decision. This is my passion and I want to do this. I did ask my wife about this when we got married, and I said, I really want to do this business and I'm going to work very hard. I'm going to stay very late and I'm going to do this. Or do you just want me to find a job, 9 to 5, nice job, our children will be taken care of and I'll be here at home. And she said, you know what, I don't want you to become miserable at home at 5 o'clock. I don't want a miserable husband. I want you to go out and do your business. Don't worry, we will do this. Then we will work together. So I had a permission from my partner. So you should do it from your spouse as well, because it's very important to be supported. The risk is very, very, very high, and you must take a risk. If you're not willing to take a risk, now the problem is you have a great idea, but it doesn't matter how great idea you have. What matters are in how many of your ideas you can make them happen. So you have to take a risk. You have to take that leapfrog and do it. Finally, the tough question, the $64 million question, is it the right time to start a business? You have to time it right. Many businesses failed because they didn't time it right. Then how the hell are you gonna know when to start your business? Well, there is a book of God. You can just open it and it will tell you if you want to start this business, November 2012 will be a nice one. Unfortunately not, because you can't find that information. How do you know, if you want to know it is a time to start your business, the question you have to ask is, what problem are you trying to solve? What is the problem exist? If the problem doesn't exist, then it's not the time. Because when I started this business, I wanted to grow organically, because the competition wasn't there. So it was nice for me. So it was slow. So I didn't need to fund it that much. If the time is not right, but sometimes you say, I want to be a pioneer and I want to be the first to enter, then you better have a lot of cash. Then you can burn the money. Just like Alibaba, they burned the money for the last 25 years before they started to make money. Can you burn cash? Can somebody give you the cash to burn? But many of us don't have a cash to burn. So we have to rely on the right timing. The problem with that is that I'll give you an example. A few years after I started my business, I met a young lady, very bright young lady, and she was very well. She was things, and I said, you know what? Why don't we start the Time Out, an entertainment magazine? That idea came because myself, I moved to this country and I started to get bored and I started to collect information, and people used to ask me, look, Yusuf, where can we go over the weekend? What can we do? And he said, wow, fantastic. I can organize this entertainment information and I will give it to the people, where to go, movies, cinema, music, where to eat, where to travel, those kind of things, the Time Out magazine. Way ahead of our time. We started it was good. In a short time, in 6 months, we became the highest circulated newspaper. Everybody loved it. In fact, when I met the group and they said, I want you to focus in Bole area because we want to be strong. Because, we said, the affluent societies in Bole, those are the one who wants to go to Italian restaurant, all this. We used to even get a phone call complaining, why aren't you not sending your newspaper to Mercato? And I said, God, you have stagioni in Mercato? Really? Can I send this newspaper? But that is how it became right. But unfortunately, we failed to understand there were two aspects of this business. The first aspect is a reader, which we've got that now. We've got the reader. The second aspect was the advertiser who pays our salary. But at that time, we only had 2 Italian restaurants. There was El Caminito, Gambito, and Castelli. So how much can we talk about going to the restaurant? And we only had nightclub, maybe a couple of them. Black and white, that's it, we're done. Who else are we going to talk about? In fact, we had a problem, and we used to go to the bar and say, can you please do a beer night so that we can write about you? Then that was the problem. Then I go to El Caminito and I said, can you advertise on my newspaper? Really? Why? Well, I'm going to bring you an audience to your things. Look, did you look around? We're a full house. Where are we going to sit them? Either us or Gambito. What are you going to write about us? So they didn't see the value on our newspaper because they already have the audience. They already have that. So the time was not right for them. We were not solving their problem. Their problem was not at that time getting the customer. They got the customer. Their problem may be efficiency, other things. It wasn't there. The same thing like I had a company that came in and says, Yusuf, we started errand. We can do your errand. You know what? Stay in your office. We'll take care of your Your bills will take care of everything for you. I said, well, that is fantastic. Okay, but what problem are you going to solve for me? They said, well, we're going to bring efficiency to your organization. We're going to deliver those things on time. Really? That is not my problem. It's okay if my letter doesn't get to 5 p.m. today. Nobody's going to. I'm not in the hospital business. I'm not delivering the medicine. Even if they get it the next day, it's okay. They did not understand it. Then when I looked at their price, it was very expensive. My problem was saving money. Then I said, can you save me money? Then I will give you my business. No, Yusuf. I mean, we have to pay for fuel, we have to pay for the driver. Then I cannot save you. Then I'm not your customer. So this is why you need to understand what problem you're solving. A lot of people have the answer, but they don't have the question. That is my speech for tonight. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Wow.